Welcome, welcome to sunny London, where we get to the chopper. If it bleeds, oh shit, we can kill it. Fucking hell, nearly killed myself then. Welcome to another motovlog. And tonight's episode is about This is a Kawasaki ER6F. It is my new commuter. Well, I say new, this bike's done 47,000 miles. Yeah, picked it up last week. It's a bit of a one tool does all. Why did I get an ER6? Well, because they sound like a Huey. Turn the indicator off. And they're pretty solid, reliable bikes, to be honest with you. The service intervals are about 7,000, which is ideal for anything that you're commuting on because of the excess mileage. Oh yeah, well, you just fucking come through, wouldn't you fat cunt hole? Oh, I hate it when that happens. You're like such a dick. You just run along the street and then you fucking miss a gear, or you just hit neutral and everyone's like, oh my god, look at that knob. And it's like, yeah, just, can open, worms everywhere. But anyway, why did I go for the ER6? Well, like I said, it's reliable, it's easy, it's fun. It's a 650 parallel twin. What could be less fun? And to be fair, you can rag the shit out of these, and they just keep coming back for more. So friendly bike to ride, they just go on forever. I mean, this is what I said. It's like I said, it's done 47,000 miles. Most MCN readers will be like, oh my god, you can't buy that. That should have been written off years ago. How dare you buy a bike that's done over 2,000 miles and hasn't been polished every day with a nappy and only brought it out once a year, and it's been used. Shit, it's been used in the rain. Oh my god. That's right, it was used in the rain this morning. I can't stand these fucking bike adverts that do that. And they go, he has one careful owner, it's only done fucking 4 miles a year, never seen a drop of rain. Well, you never fucking ridden it in the UK then, have you? Clearly, it almost, I keep fucking leaving indicators on. I almost feel like writing to these people and going, are you sure the bike's not been abroad the whole history you've had it? Because you said it never seen a drop of rain, so have you ever actually fucking ridden it in the UK? Because clearly you haven't. And I live in the southeast, which is probably fundamentally one of the driest parts of the UK, and yeah, there's just no way I could ever get away with saying, yes, my bike's never seen a drop of rain. Because I'd be like, okay, yes, it'd be more fitting to write in the advert, never actually ridden the bike, just wheeled it in and out of the garage on a Sunday, polished it with a nappy, revved it a bit in neutral, and then put it away again. It's... Mind you, that would sum up most Jigsaw owners, wouldn't it, really? Or am I being too harsh? Only because my ex-wife owns a Jigsaw. Bitch. Anyway, yeah, for something to bang around on, you can't beat something like an ER6. Back in the day, the first winter hack I ever had, I had an ER5, an old P-Reg jobby import from Holland. Fuck me, was like, yeah, just stand in the middle of the road, dick. Thank you. There's an old P-Reg import from Holland. Oh, fucking Frank Butcher or Del Boy, one of the two. Come on. Yes, hurry up, you anus. I really fucking hate London sometimes. Well, it's not that I hate London, it's that I hate the fucking stupidity that exists on the road. It's like everyone's just like, no, I'm fucking going through. I'm pushing in. I'm going to fuck face. So it was worth it, wasn't it? Pain arse. Anyway, like I said, I used to have an old ER, back in the day, I used to have an old ER5, a Dutch import jobby that done 37,000 kilometres or something like that. I bought it for 500 quid on eBay. Fucking indestructible. That thing was a tank. It really was incredible. I sold it on at the end of winter for pretty much what I paid for it. Admittedly, I tried to respray it and I just did a horrible job, but it was my first time trying to respray it, and using the greenhouse in winter was not the best idea. But anyway, it was a good bike, and that's why I thought, well, you know what, kind of going back to my roots, I'm not going to buy an ER5 because they're really old hat now, but I thought I need something that I can use for quite some time, something that's got some longevity, and this is one of those bikes that's got that longevity. Thank you, anus. Why do they do that? Why do they give these fuckers the starting blocks off of the lights, and then what they do is they just cut across you like that anyway? Just, if they're going to turn right, then move them all over to the right anyway. Don't allow them to fucking position themselves on the left hand side of the road and then just swing across in front of you. It's fucking stupid. Oh, I fucking hate pedestrians in London as well. They just meander around the fucking road. And they think, well, you're not going to run me over. Really? I fucking will. If you're outside of a crossing, you stay there, asshole. But that's why I went for, another reason why I went for an ER6, because I know that you put an aftermarket can on one of these, it sounds pretty beastie. You know, it's like, oh, you fat dildo. See, because now I have to do this, and it's just annoying, because he's sitting there scratching his ball bags behind the steering wheel going, it's like, yeah, if you move down, you fat anus, everybody could get through. But no, we have to fucking play this zigzag game and go fucking up and down, up and down, up and down, and not in a fun way either, because then you get fat jabronis like this where we can't get through the fucking gap because he wants to be a fat butthole, so you have to squeeze in front of him like this. Thank you. Oh, it's the fun and games of filtering in London, or as the Baron once called it, le filtrage. But yes, it is fun, and that's why I got one of these things, because they're cheap and easy to insure, which is saying something, especially with motorbikes these days. Cheap and easy to insure, they're reliable as fuck. They're just tanks, basically. They're like the Toyota Hilux of bikes. Just, you know, if you could put this on top of a block of flats and fucking blow it up, I guarantee you one of these would still start afterwards. I guarantee you. I mean, yes, I'm not going to lie, aesthetically, it looks like it's been, you know, it looks like it's melted mashed potato, but who... in the deepest depths of winter, you don't give a fuck about that. What you give a shit about is, when I go out to this bike and it's -3 degrees, is it going to start? And the answer is yes. Well, provided you've got a decent battery, it's yes. If you've got a shit battery, it'll probably be no. But does it have all of the mod cons, cruise control, penis mode? No, it doesn't. But these things are kind of your best mate in the winter, because whilst they're fun to ride, they're not super powerful, so even if you give it the berries, you haven't got to worry too much about that back wheel spinning up, especially if you've got good tyres on. I mean, this is sitting on Pirelli Angels at the moment, and they seem to be pretty good, to be fair. I certainly wouldn't complain about them. Oh, fucking hell. There's a remix there, Nick. What the fuck? Anyway, moving swiftly on. Yeah, that's why I got one of these, because it's fun to ride, it's reliable as fuck, and it's cheap to insure. And this one's got all of the bollocks on it that I need. It's got a top box, it's got heated grips, which keep my penis warm, and it's got a Scott oiler, which means that I don't have to fuck about with lubrication, because let's face it, who wants to have to fuck around with lubrication? When you have something that's self-lubricating, it's so much easier. Just slips in there nicely. Anyway, enough of the double entendres. Yeah, so, you know, that's why I thought, well, this really is the perfect bike for me to have for the winter, and yeah, it was worth the journey down to Cornwall and back to get it. Because, alright, yes, it's higher mileage than most bikes that were up for sale on eBay, but it's still a fantastic bike. And miles don't mean shit as long as something's been looked after. That's God's honest truth. Especially mileage on bikes. It really doesn't mean dick as long as the bike's been looked after. Right, fucking hell, I could regret this. Hang on. Thank you, Chief. It really doesn't mean anything if the bike's been looked after. If you looked up, is she holding her phone or holding the steering wheel? I see her holding something in the mirror. Yeah, you know, fat cock or something in her hands and trying to drive along. No wonder she's swerving all over the road. Anyway, no, it's the steering wheel. So yeah, you know, it was worth it because it's a solid buy at the end of the day. It's in really good condition. The upgrade, I mean, the dudes put Samco hoses on it. I mean, personally, I've only done that with one of my bikes, which was a Fireblade, and I tuned that to fuck. But you know, so you can tell that the guy who had it, he really loved this bike and really cared about it. You know, it was seen as his thing. You know, maybe this was his only bike or something, I don't know, but apparently he used to around Europe on it, so yeah, get something that suits you, basically. I mean, the top 5 things that I would say that you would need on a commuter is space to stick something luggage wise, because you never know when you're going to need to haul stuff in and out. Plus, if you've got to haul waterproofs and chains and stuff around, if you can get a bike that doesn't look demented with a top box on it, then for me that's the way forward. I mean, I've never had a top box before this bike, so it's a revelation for me. A revelation or a revolution, one of the two. Oh, I've fucking done it again. That's the only thing that the one big gripe I have about this bike, the gear lever is so fucking soft that you really have to kind of boot it to get it to go up a gear. So I've just made myself look like a right fucking bell end in front of everybody, but hey ho, it's not the first time, it won't be the last. Other things that you need for decent commuter weapon machine would be, now is he going to roll forward enough that I can get round that way? Yes he is. Thank you very fucking much. So you've got your luggage space, which is your top box. You need your heated grips. If you're riding through winter, don't do a winter without them. Trust me, I've done 3 winters without heated grips. Never again. Never again. You know, trying to ride with fucking hand warmers in your gloves is not funny, especially down the motorway. You know, it really fucking... it really fucking blows big fat floppy donkey dick. So don't do it without that. I would say as well, a Scott oiler is a wise investment. Again, it's not the first bike I've had with one on, but it really does help for looking after that chain. It just cuts down on your overall maintenance, because let's face it, when it's fucking -2 or 3 or whatever, you don't want to have to be sitting outside freezing your bollocks off, cleaning a chain and relubing a chain at the end of every week. especially in the winter, which you kind of have to do because of all the shit that they put on the road. But no, you know, I think that sort of covers it. And obviously, I would say fairings as well. Fairings, not fairies. Fairings help massively because they keep the wind and shit off of you on the motorway. Now, if you've got some motorway driving to do, fucking gaps closing, then you really need those fairings. And that brings me on to the final point, which is get a screen. And preferably a double bubble screen as well, because that just keeps the shit even more off of you. Just, you know, just punts that wind up and over you, which may not seem like that's doing you a massive favour or that it would do much, but trust me, when you're in the pissing rain and that DB screen is with the airflow throwing that water above your head and not directly into your visor or into your chest, it's actually very nice, and you soon begin to see why you'd have one. Especially, I mean, obviously on a naked bike you can't, you know, get many DB screens. I've ridden a naked bike in the winter several times, and you do need some form of protection up front, but it's not essential. But yeah, you know, naked bikes are just as comfortable. I think the whole point is the position of a bike. Like, there are people who will quite happily smash through winter on a sports bike, and I used to be one of those people, but now I prefer a bit more of an upright stance, because I'm more comfortable that way, especially when the roads are slippy as fuck. So yeah, all in all, what do I think of this bike? I think it's fucking brilliant. I'm happy that I bought it. I am genuinely happy that I bought it. I think it was money well spent, and I actually think that it's going to be a very, very faithful companion if the gear actually starts working properly and doesn't fucking keep putting it in neutral and making me look like a cock to everybody. Then yes, it should be quite nice indeed. So yeah, that was just a kind of short vlog, just to kind of fill you in on the new bike and what I think of it, and stuff that's coming up next. I've got the custom build stuff for the CBR, which I'll be doing a vid special on, sort of take you over the bike and say what we're doing where. Yeah, I'm going to be obviously doing some more vlogs in and out of London. I'll do the things you need to survive through the winter. I'll give you a rundown on all my gear, etc, etc, what I wear, when and why I bought it and where I get it, and yeah, we're just, you know, general vloggage, and some first rides as well to come. I don't know when exactly, because my time at the weekends is a bit of a premium at the moment, but we'll get there and we'll figure it out, I'm sure. So, yep, I'm going to sign off shortly. But yes, as always, please do like and subscribe. And if there's anything that you want to see on the channel, let me know in the comments box below. And I'll see what I can sort out for you. But yeah, until the next time, I'll catch you later.